So students, in this part of the video we will learn about other water bodies. In the previous part we learned about all the oceans, 5 major oceans of the world in detail. Now in this part we will learn about sea, lakes and other water bodies. So first, seas. So a sea is a body of saline water that is a part of the ocean. It is smaller and shallower. Seas are usually located close to the edge of a landmass or continent, or are attached to a continent. Some examples of such marginal seas are Caribbean Sea, Red Sea, Arabian Sea, South China Sea. Okay. Our next water body is lakes. So lakes are small water bodies which are surrounded by land on all sides. Large lakes with saline water are also called inland seas, like Aral Sea, Black Sea, Caspian Sea. Remember, these are all the examples of lake, but they are called as sea. Why? Because they are large lakes, okay, with saline water. That is why they are also known as inland sea. So some of the important lakes in the world are, first let's talk about Caspian Sea, which is the largest lake in the world. It is enclosed inland water body. Lakes are also very important source of drinking water and irrigation. Okay. And Lake Baikal, it is located in the southeast Siberia. It is the oldest and the deepest lake in the world. And the 5 Great Lakes of USA, that is Lake Superior, Michigan, Ontario, Erie and Huron, are a group of 5 major freshwater lakes located between the United States and Canada. Lake Omega is the second largest lake in Europe. Lake Titicaca is a large deep lake in the Andes mountain bordering Bolivia and Peru. Lake Victoria is the largest lake in Africa and the main reservoir of the Nile River. Lake Chilka, which is in India, it is a saltwater lake in the states of USA. So these are all important examples of lakes. Okay. Moving next, water body is river. So a river is a stream of water that flows in a channel down the slope of the land, pulled by the force of gravity, and finally flows into a lake or sea. So the place where the river originates is called its source. Remember, the rivers always originated from a mountain, and it flows into lake or sea. The place where the river ends its journey, it's called its mouth. Okay, as you can see in the diagram. So I repeat again, the place where the river originates is called its source, and the place where the river ends its journey is called its mouth. Some of the world's important rivers are like River Mackenzie, St. Lawrence River, Rhine River. Let's learn some of these rivers in detail. First is the Mackenzie River, which is the largest and the longest river system in Canada. The St. Lawrence River is a large river located in the middle latitudes of North America. River Rhine is one of the longest and the most important rivers of Europe. Okay. Then the Indus River, it is a major south flowing river in South Asia. It was also the cradle of the Indus Valley civilization. The Ganga is the most important river of India, as we know, that has its source in the Himalayas and flows through India and Bangladesh. The Huanghe, also known as the Yellow River, is the main river of northern China. Then River Mississippi is the main river of USA. River Amazon, which is in South America, is the largest river in the world by volume. Okay, so these are the examples of some of the important rivers in the world. Now let's talk about the course of a river. So the course of a river is the direction in which a river flows. All rivers flow downhill. We can find 3 important courses in a river. What are these? Upper, middle and lower. First, let's talk about upper course. Usually rivers are born in mountains, as I mentioned. The place where a river begins is called its source. In the upper course, river flow very fast. So erosion is the principal form of work in the mountain. Okay, as if you see in the mountain, rivers are flow very fast, and this time the river's main work is erosion. River eroded all the materials on its way. The major types of landforms produced by a river in its upper course, that is V-shaped valley, I-shaped valley, canyon, waterfalls. Then second one is middle course. So as the rivers flows through flat land and they get slower. Thanks to the tributary rivers collect more water and they get wider. So sometimes rivers have bends or S shaped in the river course, that we call it meander, which is a landform. In plains, transportation is the principal work of a river than erosion and deposition. So I repeat, in the upper course rivers main work is erosion, but in the middle course rivers main work is transportation than erosion or deposition. The landforms which produced here are alluvial cone or fan, the wide V-shaped valley, and oxbow lake. The third one is lower course. Here the river flows into the sea or ocean. The place where the river joins the sea or the ocean, it's called the mouth of a river. The principal function of a river is deposition in this course. Major landforms in this course are delta and floodplain. So the main difference between these three rivers, between these three course of a river is that in the upper course river's main work is erosion. Middle course river's main function is transportation, and the lower course river principal's function is deposition. Now next point or the topic is the importance of rivers. So rivers carry water and nutrients to areas all around the earth. They play a very important part in the water cycle, acting as a drainage channels for surface water. Rivers drain nearly 70% of the earth's land surface. Rivers also provide drinking water to a large part of the population in many countries. Next point is habitats. Rivers provide excellent habitat and food for many of the earth's organisms. Many rare plants and trees grow near the rivers. Okay. Other animals use the rivers for food and water. Then next is river deltas have many different species of wildlife such as insects, mammals and birds use these deltas as their home. Then next point is transport. Rivers provide travel routes for exploration, trade, commerce and recreation. Rivers are transportation routes between cities and towns, even across the continents. So pretty much every river in the world has been used at one point or another to transport people and goods. Next is farming. So river valleys or plains provide fertile soil. Farmers in the dry region irrigate their crop land using water carried by irrigation facilities from nearby rivers. Our next water body is estuaries. So these are funnel shaped single channel openings at the mouth of the river, which are partially enclosed bodies of water along the coast. Here some fresh water from rivers and streams meets and mixes with salt water from the ocean. They have a deep mouth, strong tidal currents and no deposition. So these are the physical features of estuaries. Example, Narmada and Tapti rivers from estuaries. Next is a strait. A strait is a narrow stretch of water that joins two large water bodies. The Palk Strait connects the Bay of Bengal in the northeast with the Gulf of Mannar in the southwest. Next is bay and gulf. So a bay is a curved indentation of a sea or a lake into the land with a wide opening. For example, the Bay of Bengal, the Hudson Bay, the Baffin Bay. On the other hand, a gulf is larger than a bay. A gulf is an inlet of an ocean or a sea dip into the land with a narrow mouth. It is more highly indented and more enclosed by the coast. For example of some gulfs are Persian Gulf, Gulf of Mexico, Gulf of Bothnia, etc. Our next and the last topic in this chapter is pollution of water bodies. So, the water pollution is defined as the presence of toxic chemicals and biological agents in the groundwater that exceed what is naturally found in water and may pose a great threat to human health and to the environment. Water pollution may consist of different chemicals introduced into water as a result of various human activities. Now, here I have mentioned some of the major water pollutants that affect the health of humans are numerous. First one is the numerous infectious agents like bacteria, viruses, parasites that contaminate the water through sewage, human waste um, and other waste. Then radioactive waste that contains highly toxic materials such as uranium, thorium. This waste is a major water pollutant and results from mining activities, power plants or natural sources. The third one is the chemical substances that contaminate the water, can be either organic, pesticides, plastic, oil or detergents coming from domestic, industrial or agricultural waste, or inorganic such as acids, metals, salts or domestic and industrial effluents.